in Latham Mall, there was the winning ATM in 2003, 21 years ago. And what Howard Plum discovered was something that no one ever discovered. It looked like a dirty ATM. You'd walk into Latham Mall, and the ATM had cobwebs on it. There was no name. It was a third, fourth party ATM. And what Howard Plum learned back then in 2003, 21 years ago, is if I had no money in my bank account, it would allow me to withdraw whatever amount, and then when my direct deposit would come in on Friday, it would yank it out with all kinds of fees and all kinds of shit. But I drank a lot back then as well, so it didn't matter. I didn't care about the fees. So the best moment in my mother freaking life was this. Thursdays were my Friday. That was my Friday. So Thursdays were everything because I had Friday off. And I remember going to Latham Circle Mall with $0 in my wallet. And I walked right in one of the mall entrances there. And there was the cobweb ATM machine staring at me. It looked like an AOL dial-up. It actually had a little antenna on it, like, and it actually made that noise. So I remember no money in my wallet, couldn't party, couldn't do shit. I go to the ATM, I swipe my card, I put in the 4 PIN numbers, and I say, fuck it. And I say, withdraw $100. And I know I had nothing in my bank account. So $100 comes out. $100 comes out 21 years ago. That's equivalent to $300 now. And I thought it was in heaven. And I remember running around that mall. You guys remember Latham Brewery? They did steam crab. They did crab legs, steamed clams, and they had beer there. They actually brewed beer there. And I remember going blasting through all that money within an hour or two. And then I go finish myself off with Hot Dog Charlie's in Latham Mall right by the food court. But I'll never forget this. So I would get the money, and then Friday when my direct deposit for my job would go into the bank account, they'd rip me a new one. They took that $100 out right away. Then they had all these service fees, ATM fees, but you know what? I never learned. So every 2 weeks I'd go to that ATM when I had no money, and we called it the winning ATM. And the ATM would do dial-up. And you could take money out of it. But the next day, when you got direct deposit, it would rip you a new one, or rip you a new ass. It was great. But yeah, that's my story. Too long, way too long. I'll keep it raw. I'm not going to edit a bunch of shit, a bunch of graphics. But just imagine this. The oldest ATM in the whole world with cobwebs, third-party extension, no bank name on it. And you could get your money in advance. But then they'd hit you with a lot of fees the next day. I love that story because I'll hold it so close to me. I missed the Latham Mall, and I used to go to the theater upstairs. I saw Home Alone 2 there in 1992. And oh my God, what great memories. You cherish them. I don't care how long this is. I'm not shooting it on my iPhone. I have space on this Digicam. If you guys weren't from the 90s, you'll never understand the 90s. I know you've heard that before, but it's just really real, guys. You just won't. You couldn't depend on a phone for entertainment purposes. You had to depend on real life people. Could you imagine? Real life stimulation. This is Howard Plum, and this is a very long story time. And I love it. But titled The Dirty ATM, 2003. Pinkies up, guys. Look at that lighting. I love it. I'll upload all 6 minutes. 6 minutes. I don't give a shit. Piggy's up. Thanks. Thanks for your time. I'm sure none of you watched the whole thing. But if you did, comment below. And if you didn't, comment below.